like, can you imagine Martha Stewart's your grandma and you're just like, she's just going to take me and my 4 friends to MSG, like without any of our parents? Like, I can't even imagine sending one of my children with someone's grandma to a concert at MSG. Guys, also, she was wearing stilettos, okay?
Stilettos.
Like, she was wearing a stiletto heel.
Yeah.
I don't know if at this point I would wear a stiletto heel to a concert.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
I gotta tell you something. Today has been a nonstop. Like, it started when I heard this, what can only be described, disgusting little chomping noises this morning.
Oh, no.
And it was Gina who had somehow gotten into the trash, pulled out the trash bag that I had put the cat poop in and litter.
No, thank you.
No, it wasn't. It was a real no thank you, Caissie. It was a real 7:45 a.m. I was like laying in bed. I had woken up at like 7, I don't know, 20, 25, 30, something around there, my natural wake up time.
Yeah.
And was lying in bed just like looking at my fucking phone as one does, checking out some emails, whatever.
Sure.
And when I heard that noise, I knew exactly what the fuck it was. And I went running and it was too late. And it was litter, like pebbles everywhere, cat shit gone in her tummy.
Sure.
And then she had like I should have taken a picture, but I was so mad. She literally had like a piece of the red plastic bag. Because I use these like weird like biodegradable plastic bags for the litter and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like those ones that are made for animal poop and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure. Yeah.
But the ones that I get, for whatever reason, this time they were red. She had like a piece of the red plastic hanging out of her mouth, looking at me. And I was just like, girl, this is not how I want to start today.
No.
Then that waylaid me, so I didn't move my car in time by 8 a.m., so I got a ticket. And I didn't get a call sheet for our photo shoot.
Right.
So then I was already annoyed. And I texted you annoyed, not blaming you, not accusatory, because it's not your job, but just like, did you get a call sheet?
Right.
What's happening?
And I mean, not that it's not my job. It's a thing that I think I would have maybe flagged and asked for, because, you know, you're working like with new teams and people that you haven't worked with before.
I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus. I'm saying mistakes were made.
No, yeah. But what I was going to say is it's normally the kind of thing where it would have easily been solved if I had said, hey, can we just have a schedule for today? And we would have had it in 2 seconds. But the reason I did not do that is because I have a disgusting infected eye.
Which, by the way, I didn't even notice today. I know you said that.
So much better. And
okay.
Our makeup artist here, my makeup artist, Stephanie, did wonders because it still did look kind of janky when I came in. But she put eye drops in my eye and then just went to work. She could probably be one of those people that like works in like a mortician, you know, because it was rough. But I went to bed at like 7:30 last night.
Yeah, you passed out early.
Fully went to sleep because I was like, you know, because I'm the kind of person that gets like a sty in my eye and a canker sore and like, you know, when I'm run down and possibly coming down with something. So I was clearly like fighting something off. My whole body was sore and my eyeball was like hanging out by like a slinky yesterday. It was
gross,
repulsive.
Gross.
And so when Stephanie arrived here to prepare for tomorrow, she saw my eye. She immediately like ran out to get makeup brushes that could be thrown away after she touched my eye with them.
Very smart. Very smart.
Smart business person. But she also got like a bunch of different medicines for me to put into my eye. So I went home and like passed out at like 7:30, and then I didn't wake up until like 8:30. Like I didn't even stir. And then so I just woke up to you being like, did you get a schedule? I didn't get a schedule. And I was like, oh, I'm just like looking at my emails for the past 18 hours right now, and I'm not seeing a schedule. But it all turned out
when you
fine.
get an infection, though, it is weird. Like you do have to just rest. It's like your body just needs to like fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's always to me like, you talk about how you power down. You're very good at powering down instantly. If I get any type of, any type of minor ailment, I have to power down for 18 hours minimum.
Anyway, so that was the start of the day. Then it just like, it was just like, so I'm not surprised. Then I was supposed to do Rachel Dratch's podcast. I was supposed to record it today. I was supposed to get my hair and makeup done, record this podcast. For whatever reason, where we film Busy this week, it's like one thread of Wi-Fi is what they've given us. I don't know if that's accurate to what Wi-Fi is, but that to me is how it sounds, is what it is in my head. It's like a thread.
Yes.
And then we've just gotten one of them.
Yes.
For the entire office. And so on days like today, when we had this big photo shoot for the holiday special shows, it was very clear that like, it was just like impossible to get it going. Also, guys, this is a little Hollywood break. No one really cares about this except for me, right? But truly, there's a thing that happens with these podcasts. We don't do it. We just use Zoom,
right,
on our podcast. But but other people use like these other recording services that are like online that you have to use Google Chrome to access. And it is, without fail, it never works for me. Without fail. Whenever somebody has a podcast that's like, please use sound.fm, or whatever the fuck it is, I just know, I'm like, it's not going to work. I can record my own audio and please let's do Zoom. I can't, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to put myself in that position. Anyway, I had to do it. So whatever. And
then the Wi-Fi didn't work.
The Wi-Fi didn't work. And then at a certain point, Rachel was like, maybe we would just reschedule. It's been 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, great. Thanks. She's like, I don't want you to be stressed. I'm like, Rachel, I'm not stressed. Nothing's working for me today. Nothing's working right for me today. I don't know what to tell you. Nothing's working right. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. She's the best. Here's one thing I will say. And there's like, I feel bad because you don't get the best of the Wi-Fi because you tend to be here. Like you're out doing what you're doing, like the things that you have to do, your many responsibilities. You come into the production office on a day when when we're making a show or when we're doing a photo shoot like we were today. And so you come in on the days when the maximum amount of people are in and all like using the Wi-Fi. So when it's just like me, Raymond, and Dan in here, the Wi-Fi works great. But when we max it out, it's and then you always have to like do a podcast or something or an interview, and you really get boned.
I really get boned.
You couldn't use your phone. I was like texting Busy, and I was like, I was trying to say, can you use your phone as a hotspot? Do you know how? And you were like, yes, I know how, but it won't work because of this stupid shit.
It just was nothing was working.
It just was
nothing.
The day.
Just nothing was working. But then the photo shoot was super fun. So that was
fun.
Good.
And then
I got to hold a baby.
I screamed. You said, "Where were you?" Because we were like getting ready for the photo shoot, but I like disappeared for a few minutes, and then I
needed to chat with you about something specific, and I had like 5 minutes, and I was just like, Caissie, where were you? And I was looking for you, and you screamed out, I was pooping.
And then I was like, should we be screaming? I was pooping in front of all, but then it was too late. I had already screamed it. So, because like it's like a big cavernous, well, in case you can't tell from the echoey, so it's like there's a lot of nooks and crannies and anyone could be like around any corner, or so like it's not unusual to not be able to find someone immediately when you're looking for them.
No. Can I tell you something that's funny?
What?
I don't think she's going to hear this. I'm going to talk to you. I want to tell you this story because I like wanted to tell it to you earlier and then I like stopped in the middle of it. Well, we had other stuff we were doing.
Yeah.
But so I met this girl. She's not a girl. I mean, she's a woman, young woman, person, a human. Why do people fucking look in my window? They fucking take pictures of my front steps. Get out of here. It's not because I'm famous. No, it's not. It's like, no, it's just because it's like a house in New York and people are weird. It's so weird that people are like hyped on houses in New York.
They're like, this is the second anniversary of when Busy Phillips fell down these stairs.
Holy shit, it is almost the third.
The third anniversary?
Well, because I mean, should I talk about that in my speech for ACLU? I'm getting honored this week. Fuck that. I have to write a speech. I got so much shit to do. Everybody's asking me to make some video for some political candidate or some organization or join some fucking fundraiser or so. We got 14 days left, y'all. Get in it. Get in this fight. I can't be making these videos by myself. I'm just like, I am so overwhelmed. Zoe Lister-Jones sending me texts, people. And the thing is, like, Caissie always says I'm too available. That's not untrue. But there are like moments. That's why I was like, I'm really being jerky about this vacation that I'm trying to take for a week.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I gotta do it. Like, I gotta not have anything for 1 week. I don't know if that has happened. I mean, when I took the break from the podcast, I still had so much useless shit to do. Somehow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen? People get to me. They get to me.
Yeah, it's because, well, I think it's that you are available and then, well, we know this because we have the other side of the equation. How many people that are famous have we asked to do something and they say, oh yeah, sure. You know, like because they feel pressure to do it. And then sometimes they do, but then also sometimes like a publicist comes back and says like, oh, they really wanted to do it, but it's not going to work out at this time. And so even though they said they definitely do it, but you never have that layer, which I admire. And I think it's great. And it's great for everyone.
Starting. Yeah. I've started to respond to emails like with my answer. And then additionally, I'm like, and in the future, I would really appreciate it if you would email this person and this person.
Yeah. Because
they can just help better coordinate.
Yeah.
Thanks.
When I've worked for certain people, like this is a big thing. I think anyone can apply this lesson in their life, is that we would have like monthly meetings where we would set the criteria, or sometimes it would be more like it would go longer than monthly, but we would set criteria for things that we were saying yes to, and things that didn't meet that criteria were all things that like I would be empowered to say, you know, well, thank you so much for thinking of me, but we're not able to do this at this time. Yeah. So like, that was great because then the person that I worked for didn't even have to know necessarily what was being said no to. And it was all,
that's the thing, because when things come to me,
right,
regardless of whether it's on the list of things that are like the thing, if it comes to me and it's like, these kids need fucking new glasses or whatever. Can you do? I'm like, yes, of course. I can do it. I can do it.
Right.
And then I end up like getting overwhelmed and like not feeling my best about the things that I'm doing and like showing up for, because I've got so much stuff going on. Also, now I can't tell the story because she's about to walk in the door. But I love her and she's doing such a good job and she doesn't want to be an assistant. And I get that, but like, she should just be my assistant. But then I was talking to John about it and he was like, but like, she's not like saying she's going anywhere, right? And I was like, well, no, we just like sort of like, she's like in between gigs right now. So I'm just like, she's working kind of for me this month full time and I'm paying her full time and like the way that I would pay an assistant. And he's like, why do you have to put a label on it, Busy? And then I was like, John, is this about the assistant?
Or is it about being my assistant boyfriend?
Or is this about you and me, babe? But actually it was like a really good point, because he was like, he was like laughing, but he was like, but I'm just saying, like, things are great. It's going well. Like, you can keep checking in and being like, how you doing? How you feeling? Is this too much for, like, whatever. But until he's like, why don't put a label on it.
I think that's smart.
I know it was really cracking me up though. But
she's assisting you.
Cool. Yes. Hi. That's okay. John's advice was truly making me lol yesterday. Because also though, I was like, I think he's just like, why are you pushing something that doesn't need to be, you don't need to push right now. Like, just chill. Right. And I was like, are you trying to tell me something about other things too? Maybe. But maybe that is but I am a pusher.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Always.
I think often for good. You are a pusher, and I think it's often for good things, but also, yeah, sometimes the person is not into being pushed, I guess, or
sometimes I think that his point more, and I get it, and I really feel it too. Sometimes to get what you really ultimately want, the best thing to do is nothing.
Yeah.
And to just like stay the course of like, and like chill out a little bit.
Yeah, lay back a little bit,
which is actually what.
Because I will say, and I say this with love, and I don't think that you would disagree, but I think that in my time of knowing with you,
knowing with me? Yeah.
In my time of knowing you and working with you, I have also seen you push for things because you want to like lock it down and make it official. And I have been of the mind of like, there's no need to rush this. There's no need to like enter into this big, long commitment of something that like you might feel different about it in 3 weeks. You might feel different about it in 6 months or, so I think there is something to like just
that, but it's a part of my personality.
Yeah,
obviously. Of course. But it was just like interesting for him to point it out in that way. And then obviously he and I had some reflection.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Like, no, I mean, it's good. Like, because it is true. Because once I because I was doing that, like when we first started seeing each other, I was really pushing. Like I was pushy. And then I stopped. And then I was like, and then it's all been better.
That's good.
Or, not even better. Like, just like, then it was just like, great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just chill. Yeah. Like, it doesn't need to be pushed, is what I'm saying.
Also, here's a thing to remember, and maybe you're not there yet, or maybe you will get there. Because I've been a pushy person too, and sometimes I have to be pushy. But a lot of times I really don't have to be, and I prefer not to be. Pushing things is exhausting.
Yes.
And so if you feel like you have to continually push everything all the time, I think even sometimes it trains people in your life to like just wait for you to push them. And it's fucking exhausting. It like becomes an extra responsibility that like you just really don't need. So sometimes it's a relief not to push anymore because you're just like, let people push themselves, if they want or don't. But it's pushing is exhausting.
It is. And also the ultimate lesson, of course, is that like there's real freedom in like letting go and just allowing it to exist.
Yeah.
And like actually that is maybe the most free you can be. Like not being attached to an outcome.
Right.
That you think you want.
Right.
And it's really wild. Like my therapist and I were talking about it this week. By the way, before John and I even had that conversation, my therapist and I were talking about it in regards to something else.
Okay.
Oh, in regards to like my own success and like my success, guys. No, but like about how I feel like I pushed so hard in like my 20s and my 30s. Like I felt like I didn't really ever enjoy a lot of what I was experiencing because I was constantly like, next, what's next?
Yeah.
And she was like, what is that? Like, what's the drive? Where is it coming from? Like, what did you think you were doing, or why were you And I think when I first started, and I talk about this kind of, I think in my book, and I think this is like a common theme for a lot of people, like it was about showing the people who doubted me, or like the people who disrespected me, or like the boyfriends who didn't love me, or like all those things, right?
Right.
And then you get to a place, like I'm in this place now, this is the freedom of like, or this is like freedom as a person, which is that you can get to a place where you decide what success looks like, or why you want to work harder. There are certain inalienable truths, right? Like we all need money, but okay.
Right.
So there's that, right?
Yeah.
But then outside of that, like what is the benefit versus the detriment to like your quality of life, or, is it okay to have like less money if your quality of life is if you're happier because you're spending more time with family or whatever it is, you live in a smaller house, but you can take more time off of work, like, I don't know.
Right.
I feel like figuring out what those things are for yourself is like the truest version of freedom.
I think that's really smart. And
I think I like revert back to the pusher sometimes because that's who because we all do that. Because we all go back to like
muscle memory.
It's muscle memory, right?
In a lot of ways, it's probably your comfort. It's the place where you're comfortable, well, I mean, I think to a certain extent, I'm comfortable in chaos because like that is how I was raised, on chaos. You know?
A lot of people have that for sure.
Right. And so I'm like, if everything's relatively calm and some little hanky thing happens, that's what will really get me to spiral. But like if the building's on fire and someone's choking on a hot dog at the same time, that's great. That's like perfect for me. I know just what to do, But it's like when things are relatively calm and going well, and then I'm like, what am I supposed to do about this? What am I supposed to do about this? So I think it's just like your muscle memory and your like comfort level that you return to, your set point kind of.
Yeah. But also then like, because that's what happened when I started dating John, right? Like I just like went back to that muscle memory of like, oh no, I like this person so much. So now I need to know exactly what's going to happen for the rest of our lives. And it's like, girl, what? Like, stop. That's not how this, like any of this needs to work right now.
Right.
I mean, we have been so busy lately. It's been almost impossible. Like when I get back from taping, doing our job, figuring it out, I just want to like eat a little bit, go to bed. But like, I don't have time. I don't want to, I need to cook. I have to cook. I don't need complicated things. And I'm so sick of ordering takeout. I can't handle it anymore.
Yeah. Cause I'm like trying to eat healthy and takeout. Like, it's so easy just to get the thing that you want instead of the thing that you should have. Quick,
easy, nutritious, cost effective. Let's talk about Dinnerly. Dinnerly is literally the most affordable meal kit I've ever come across. Meals as low as $2.99 per meal. With our code BEST, you can get up to 27 free meals.
That's my favorite number.
27's a great number. You can choose from over 100 delicious dishes every week. From like steak dinners, salmon. They have got like takeout dupes. They're very stress-free, day-to-day meals. It's very convenient and affordable solutions, even for holiday hosting. Some of the things that they have now this season, they've got like larger options. Like they've got a holiday brunch board. Come on. They've got herb sausage stuffing, holiday lights gingerbread cookies. The recipes are completely customizable. You choose your own protein, swap in a low-carb side if you want, make a dish vegetarian if you need to, whatevs. They're the only meal kit with gluten-free customizations, guys. Only one that you can make GF, which is very important for a lot of you.
Biz, have you tried the buffalo chicken skillet pizza?
It's delicious.
Oh that's my favorite thing that I've gotten so far, but everything's my favorite. But that's
literally
my favorite.
Delicious. It's so good, guys. It really is. I like Dinnerly. I've liked these meals that have come to me. You can customize them any way you want. They also just have different serving sizes because, I got turns on and off. So I'm like, sometimes I need to make my meals bigger. Sometimes they're smaller. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Budget friendly. Options for lots of different kinds of diets. You can do low cal, low carb, vegetarian, gluten free. Actually, I'm starving right now. I'm ready for dinner. I'm not even kidding. It's so good. And with Dinnerly, you're not locked in long term. Dinnerly's flexible subscription allows you to edit, you can pause, and you can cancel. I love this. Anytime. Also, this holiday season, give the gift of great affordable food with Dinnerly. Head to dinnerly.com/offer/best and use code BEST for up to 27 free meals. Once again, that's dinnerly.com/offer/best for up to 27 free meals. And make sure you use our promo code BEST so that they know we sent you. Okay, I got to tell you something. We have a new advertiser on the podcast. These are products that I legit already used. And so when they reached out, I was like, no need to send. I've got them. I've got them. Okay.
I love when that happens.
They're so good.
Right.
It's Oak Essentials, OAK Essentials, guys. It was founded in 2021 by Jenny Kane, who is an incredible person. If you don't know, Jenny Kane's whole brand is amazing. She started I feel like with sweaters or something. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But then she does homeware. She's got this skincare line now, Oak Essentials. And I literally have been using, I purchased them in 2021 and I still buy them because Jenny Kane, personally know Jenny Kane, really, in Los Angeles. We're on Baby to Baby board together. And I know that she's got A, incredible skin, and B, I know that she has such impeccable taste that she would only put something into the world that's high quality and clean and cruelty-free and non-GMO and organic whenever possible and, free from silicones and colorants and sulfates and a bunch of other nasty, gross things because clean beauty isn't just about you being clean, it's about the earth being clean. Here's the other thing I know about Jenny Kane. We used to go to the same facialist in Los Angeles and she has the most gorgeous skin. All of this I'm telling you that's not a part of our copy because I want you to understand that the Oak Essentials are really incredible products, especially for winter. There's this moisture-rich balm.
Yes.
And it is the thing that I use to really keep my skin hydrated because it's not like any other moisturizer. It's very silky smooth. It melts into your skin and it sort of makes this radiant thing come through. People will freak out when they see your skin. A little goes a long way too. So you don't have to buy it a ton. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're always hearing people talk about glass skin. You hear influencers talking about it on TikTok. This is one of those products that is going to give you glass skin. And it's because it's full of proven ingredients that are just amazing for your skin.
Okay. So it's got sea buckthorn, organic coconut oil, which has linoleic acid, which is an emollient and a skin soother, and lauric acid to provide strong antimicrobial properties, which is shown to help kill bacteria, reduce inflammation. When I've gotten like a zit and I've picked it, I've put the Moisture Rich Balm on it and it like heals it. That's not a claim they make. That's a claim I'm making to you about my own skin. So do with that what you will. I'm just telling you, I'm like sort of obsessed with the Moisture Rich Balm. I have it upstairs. I've purchased them because I'm a fan. They also have the Dew Body Oil, which also for winter, let's not forget about our bodies because skincare is, well, I mean, you're all skin, right?
Your skin is the biggest organ you have.
Yeah. The Dew Body Oil hydrates your skin year round. It's like makeup for your legs. The scent is so good. It like kind of just feels like you're wearing like a very delicate, light, delicious tasting like perfume kind of. There's just glow and hydration, and it's got all kinds of amazing things too, like the safflower seed oil and the borage seed oil. I don't even know, guys. Sesame seed oil, which is really good. Also, I know it's really anti-inflammatory sesame seed oil. I'm going to tell you guys, you got to try it. Oak Essentials. And if you're getting a discount, you want to try it. You want to get 15% off. So say hello to clean, spa quality skincare essentials that deliver a moisture-rich glow. Our followers are going to get 15% off their first order when you use code BP15 at checkout. That's 15% off your first order at OAKESSENTIALS.com. Promo code BP15. Go ahead and treat yourself. Get your best, most radiant skin this fall with Oak Essentials. I'm going to change gears slightly.
Change them gears, girl.
Because we need to talk about Billie Eilish at Madison Square Garden.
Oh my goodness.
You guys, I haven't posted the photo yet. Oh shit, I haven't posted it yet because there was okay. First of all, it's a whole journey. It's a whole journey. So guys, we filmed one of our episodes last week with Jesse Tyler Ferguson, dear friend, one of our holiday specials for Busy This Week that'll be out on QVC Plus in November. It was super fun. And before Jesse left, he and his husband, Justin, were in town just for like 4 days in New York. And I was like, well, what else are you doing? He was like, I think we're going to go to Billie Eilish tonight. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to Billie Eilish. And he's like, well, Justin got the tickets, so I don't know where we are. I'm like, oh, okay. We have a shared publicist. I was like, Alla got the tickets for me and my friends. So I don't know where we're sitting. Maybe we'll be close. But then he was like, I don't know. Justin got the tickets, so I don't know. So then John and his friend Gerard and I got there and we go and they take us into like, because I got like hooked up with and I was so excited to go see Billie Eilish because I love her. Have you watched her documentary?
No, I haven't, but I heard it's outstanding.
You remember how much I loved it? Remember I talked about it on the podcast?
Yes.
Because it was like so incredibly moving to me that like, no matter if you're like a genius, like Billie Eilish, every 16-year-old girl is susceptible to some asshole dude who like negs her and makes her sad when she's like literally headlining Coachella and he's like, yeah, I didn't come see your set. Sorry.
Right.
Fuck that. You know, whatever. Anyway, I like love her. I could not love her more. These people are just standing in front of my house taking a picture right now. Anyway, so they take us in like at MSG. I love Madison. I love seeing shows at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's so fun. They take us in. We were getting like the real treatment. We go to this suite. They bring us into this fancy suite and as we walk to they're like, this is your suite, the door, a group of people is coming the opposite direction to the same door. And at first I just see these preteeny teenager girls.
Yeah.
There's like 5, they're so cute. It's like 5 of them. And then I see their chaperone, and it is one Miss Martha Stewart.
Oh my God.
in fucking black leather pants, stiletto heels, like a black leather kind of like wrap throw. I don't even know how to describe the top. Hair done, makeup flawless, face snatched.
She's been hotter than ever.
I'm like, John and his friend could not believe when I was like, guys, she's 83 years old. They're like, no, she's not. I was like, I'm going to Google it right now for you.
Yeah.
She's 83 years old. They're like, what? What? Anyway, she was literally the nicest, best. I'm just going to give it up. She drinks a Belvedere dirty martini.
Amazing.
3 olives. I
Wow.
loved it. It was
Flawless.
iconic. She had like a woman that works with her, and it was like she was chaperoning her granddaughter and her friends. And it was so cute. Like they were really sweet kids and really excited about the show. And Martha was just like so chill. Like, can you imagine Martha Stewart's your grandma and you're just like, she's just going to take me and my 4 friends to MSG, like without any of our parents. Like I can't even imagine sending one of my children with someone's grandma to a concert at MSG. Guys, also she was wearing stilettos. Okay, like she was
Stilettos.
wearing a stiletto heel.
Yeah.
I don't know if at this point I would wear a stiletto heel to a concert. She is hot.
She is hot and she wanted to look good. I love Martha. Listen, here's 2 things about Martha that I find really endearing. The first is she used to always do like bits at Letterman when I was like, she would do remotes and field pieces at Letterman. And one time she just turned to me because I was Dave's assistant and I was just there, but I was the only other woman that was there. And she was like, I'm not sure about these pearls. Is it better with or without? And I was like, oh, definitely with, like 100% with the pearls. And so she was like, okay, all right, good. I'll keep the pearls. And I just found that so like human and endearing. So I always loved her about that. And then I loved that she lived in the town that we lived in, Westport, Connecticut, and we never, ever saw her. And then one day we finally saw her at the grocery store and she was in tennis togs and she had a cart like full of broccoli, like so much broccoli. And I was like, perfect Martha Stewart sighting. Perfect.
She's probably going to make some sort of broccoli cheddar soup or something. You don't know.
Probably.
She was iconic. But then we're standing there and all of a sudden, Justin Matika waltzes in, Jesse Tyler Ferguson's husband. And then I start screaming and we hugged and it was the cutest. And I was so excited. And obviously Jesse was there as well.
Obviously.
And then Michael Kors and his, I don't know if they're married, partner, husband, maybe, I don't know, come in. And I'm like, Michael Kors, what is this murderer's row of old people? Me, I'm considering myself one of the old people. Me, Jesse, Martha, Michael Kors.
And a bunch of 13-year-olds.
And the 13-year-old, and my boyfriend and his friend, much younger. And anyway.
Wow.
It was so fun. And so then Jesse, like, this is the benefit of having a friend who's on the biggest television show of all time. He literally was like, let's get a picture. I never would have asked for a picture with Martha and Michael Kors, you know, because I just would have, you know me. I get, you, or maybe you guys don't, like, I can't do it. I get really like, I get too nervous. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would feel embarrassed. But Jesse's like, let's get a picture. So
we know he's like that. He told us that he was like that on the podcast. Because,
he did.
Yeah, he was
I
like,
know.
He'll always like just boldly ask for a picture, even when the person's like, I don't think so.
I know, which I love. But also,
Yes.
like, people do that to him all the time.
Of course, yeah.
He really, I guess, has, he feels like
He's getting his.
Yeah, why wouldn't he? Anyway, let's get a picture. And so Martha's, like the woman that works with Martha at her company was like, here, I'll take Heather. She's like, here, I'll take the picture. And so she took Jesse's phone, and Martha was like, I'd love one too. And so like Martha's phone. And so we all like took pictures, right? And then we went out to the seats because there's like a suite and then like there are seats, and our seats were incredible. It was like I had the most fun. We danced. It was so fun. But we went out to our seats just to like before the show, check it out. And Jesse was like, got to the seats and starts looking through the pictures. And he's like, no. We got to do it again, Busy. We have to do it again. Come on. And I was like, oh no, what happened? And like, it was like, I don't know if it was something with his camera, but there was a light right behind sort of like Martha's head that was like flaring. And it was almost like you couldn't even see that it was Martha Stewart or Michael Kors. Like it was like he was right. It was not a great picture.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so then he's like, come on. We go back into the suite. I'm like, he's like, sorry, we got to do it again. Gather the troops. And I took a selfie. I was like, I'll just do it. And I took a selfie. It was really cute. And Michael Kors goes, by the way, to me, this outfit is fabulous. I love what you're wearing.
Wow.
This is fantastic. And I was like, oh, and then I like broke into 1 million pieces and collapsed on the fucking floor. And I don't even know what I said, but I literally like melted. Here's what I was wearing. I'm going to explain it to you now. I was wearing these like knit hot pants that I had, like black knit hot pants.
Sure.
That I had purchased at J. Crew over the summer.
Okay.
With tights, like textured tights.
Okay.
And Ganni boots, all black.
Okay.
And then I had on a black Saison is the brand, tank top. And then over that, I had a vintage Argyle button-up sweater.
Okay.
From Cure Thrift.
Sure.
I think it's Escada, vintage, like old, like
Yeah.
from the 80s. And I had a vintage red belt from the Manhattan Vintage Fair that I like put around the whole thing. And that was my outfit. The fact that Michael Kors told me that I looked fabulous. It was a moment. It was like a real highlight of my life. It was a highlight of my life.
That is a highlight. You know, you want to hear something funny? I met Michael Kors once, and it was also one of those suites at MSG. It was the after party for Bette Midler's Divine Intervention tour. And I just loved that she came in after the show wearing a gorgeous like emerald caftan, like her after show clothes. And Bruce Valanche came in, Bruce Valanche right after her. And he was like, Sarah Paulson, Holland Taylor, Tony Basil, Darlene Love, Michael Kors, Caissie St. Ange. I was so thrilled to be shouted out in that cavalcade of Bette Midler fans. It was delightful. And then I just remember that I was just having a conversation with Tony Basil and Darlene Love, and Michael Kors came over. And all I remember is Tony Basil asking if he knew who designed her hat. And then it just turned into like a designer hat, a complicated designer hat conversation that I couldn't follow, but I was in fucking heaven.
I mean, honestly,
it's a dream.
Amazing.
But maybe Michael Kors is just always back in those suites, no matter who's performing, just meeting whoever comes in.
He lives there. He lives there. He was so nice. They were so nice. We weren't like sitting all together, although Jesse and Justin and I and like my group we were sitting together, but it was really cute. And then like the girls the teens did start crying during one of the songs, and then I started crying because the girls
They
were
start crying during Birds of a Feather?
No.
Oh.
No, Birds of a Feather is like a sweet, happy song, kind of.
About
it was either
dying?
I don't know. Is it about dying?
It's I want you to stay till I pass away.
I want you to stay
till I'm dead and
pass
buried,
away.
till I'm in the casket you carried.
Till I'm
I mean,
in the
it's
casket
beautiful and
you
fun,
carried.
but dark.
I know, but that wasn't exactly the no. There's like, it was either like, what was I made for, or
yeah.
it was or like, I don't know. It was something. It
They're
was like
all
one of the
meaningful.
like, yeah,
All meaningful bangers coming out of
whatever.
Billie and
She's
Phineas.
so good.
Yeah.
But anyway, when the girls started crying, I started crying, or like one of them started crying, I started crying because I love teenage girls. And then I said something to John about like, I was like, teenage girls are just, they're the best of humanity. And he was like, okay, babe. He's like, you're so sweet. You really feel so much. I'm like, I really feel so much for teenage girls. I really do. You know, I get this way every time.
yeah.
Whether I'm with mine or not, like Olivia Rodrigo, Harry Styles, Taylor.
Yeah.
It's just like fucking Phoebe Bridgers, Boy Genius, any of those shows. I get like overwhelmed with love for teenage girls. And especially just because like, you know, like Rodney Dangerfield, they just don't get any respect. They don't get the respect they deserve. And like teenage girls are so full of like hope and optimism and hormones and brilliance and like beauty that like people don't recognize and seemingly the world doesn't value, and it like just crushes me. And
Yeah,
like
and you know they're on the verge of knowing that themselves.
and you know that they're on the verge of knowing it. And in some ways they already do, and they are that way regardless. They can't help it. They can't help but be that way. And it hasn't like, see, I'm going to start crying now. And it hasn't changed yet. It like hasn't turned yet. And so they're just like beating hearts, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I feel the same about 8-year-old girls. I loved being 8 years old, and I love 8-year-old girls because they're so funny, because it's really just before, I guess, collectively people start saying like
Sexualizing them, right?
Sexualizing them and saying like, you shouldn't be silly, you should quiet down, you should be ladylike, and, you know, you should be more serious. And, you know, so if you're 8 years old, if you're an 8-year-old girl, I'm going to tell you you're hilarious. Like, I mean, if that could be a job, just going around telling 8-year-old girls they're so funny, they're the funniest person I ever met, I would happily do it until I retired.
I think that's amazing. Let's make that a job. Okay, Joni is incredible. We've talked about it before because, you know, the importance of clean, sustainable period care. You're putting that stuff up in you. You're having it right next to your vagina. You need it to be clean, right? And not have terrible stuff in it.
Right.
Organic, sustainable pads and tampons. Joni is a game changer. Clean and green solutions for all your period needs. But the other thing that we love about Joni, love, is that they really are all about sharing the stories of menstruation. And so much so they're coming out with a book all about period stories. Guys, we have these stories. We might as well talk about them. You know what I mean?
Oh, like the time that I got my period and I was home with my Nana, and she called everyone that lived on the street to let them know that I had become a woman.
Wow.
Like, she was so proud of me. I didn't get it at the time. I kind of like, at the time, I thought she was like calling for help. I don't know.
I mean,
I thought
here's
she was
the
like
thing.
calling for advice, but she was calling to let everyone know because she was
Here's the
proud
thing.
of me.
Yeah, but by the way, that's like so incredible. And I love that, like, even for that generation, because I feel like so many of us were shamed around our
Yes.
periods and we weren't sharing these stories and it wasn't normalized. And like, that's what I love about Joni, that they're trying to see our stories in print. They're printing this book with like all kinds of period stories, the book on periods, because they want an anthology of like shame-free or sometimes shameful. Like if you felt that, like let's normalize that. Let's talk about that. Why did you feel shame? Like,
Right.
How do we help future generations of young girls and women not feel shame around this thing that's like totally natural? Look, every time I had my period, when we had the talk show on E, Busy Tonight, I would come on stage and I would be like, guys, I just started bleeding. I don't know what's going to happen. Because for the very simple reason that I felt like I had never seen somebody on television talk about actively bleeding.
Right.
Like while you're looking at them, like I have blood coming out of my vagina right now.
Right.
And being gathered in, I'm going to dispose of it later. Like, I just think we have to be able to have these conversations so that we can eliminate any kind of stigma because it's all connected. Women's healthcare is not researched as much as men's. There are all kinds of ways in which the medical community does not pay attention to the things that women are going through with their bodies. And I say the more we talk about it, the more they're going to have to pay attention, guys. And the more we normalize it, the more the men in our lives will normalize being able to talk about it in terms of like standing up for us as well and advocating for us as well, which we need. We actually do need them to do that. Anyway, I love that they're doing this book, the book on periods. And Joni wants to showcase as many stories as possible in that book on periods. That means yours? ? Head over to joniperiodbook.com and submit your personal period story. In addition to helping create the first ever anthology of real and diverse period stories, everyone who submits a story is going to be entered to win a year's supply of Joni Period Care products valued at $300. So whether it's a sweet story about, a parent supporting their child or a grandparent, Caissie, supporting their child while they navigate the first time in the period care aisle, or a cringe-inducing first period story, or a time you felt anxiety or shame because of your period. Joni wants to hear the stories. They want to hear from you. Submissions are open now. So make sure that you add your voice to Joni's book on periods at joniperiodbook.com.
And check out their amazing products.
My God, so many weddings abounding.
Right?
And now it's like going to be holiday parties. It's like going like fall weddings into holiday parties.
Right.
It's all happening.
A lot of occasion to bust
There are
out
so many
the shapewear.
occasions. Well, we got to have the shapewear if we're going to wear the dresses. You know what I mean? Because we just want it to like all look great, snatched together. And with Honey Love, you can feel your best even when you're wearing less. They use targeted compression to enhance your curves. Instead of squeezing them, you feel hugged, not suffocated. Whether you happen to be the bride or a guest, or maybe you just want some extra confidence in your everyday dress.
Yeah.
You know?
The thing I love the most about Honey Love shapewear is it's like still my shape. You know what I mean? I've gotten shapewear in the past that sort of squeezes me into like a silhouette that isn't really like my body shape at all, whether it makes like your boobs into a tube or like your hips aren't hipping the way that they were before. I just like that when I put on Honey Love, it's still me. It's just better.
Yeah, I like the Superpower short. It smooths, it shapes, it lifts. It gives you like a very flawless silhouette under any outfit. It's their best seller. It's our go-to. It's got that targeted compression technology, and it distinguishes between areas you want more support and areas you need a little less compression, which means, guys, I'm just going to be honest, it doesn't compress you so that you have like bad gas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
I've
my
seen
biggest
many
thing.
a Real Housewife almost faint because of shapewear. So
We don't have to
Honey
get
Love,
crazy. We don't
I
have
need
to
to
get crazy.
yeah, I need to send Honey Love to all of them.
We do. Also, we've all been in the bathroom like, oh God, trying to take a shapewear off and then get it back on. Well, the Superpower short has 100% cotton gusset, so you don't have to wear extra underwear. And then it has this little opening in the panty area, and then you can just pee out of it. There's no costume change required, and you won't be struggling. Honey Love has everything, though. They've got bodysuits, bras, tank tops, leggings. It's as easy to put on as it is to take off. And I feel like shapewear shouldn't be hard. You know what I mean? There's lots that's hard in this world. It shouldn't be our shapewear. Just should not be. And they also have like sort of lingerie inspired design details that you're going to want to show off.
Right.
And
it's kind of
breathable
wild that a
fabric.
very, very comfortable bra from Honey Love also looks super hot.
Listen, guys, get into it. Treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market. And also you can save 20% off at honeylove.com/best20. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/best20. After you purchase, they're going to ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Say yes to every adventure with Honey Love. So anyway, that was that. Cricket and I had a fun weekend too. We did later, like when it was my turn. Can we just call it turns?
Turns. Just
Yeah,
turns.
that was my turn. We got pumpkins and we decided to paint them, not carve them, because carving pumpkins is impossible for me.
Okay.
I hate it. It always makes me nervous.
Sure.
It's gross. There's so much goo.
Okay.
Then I
Painting
feel
them
bad
sounds-
for the waste. And then I feel like they go bad so quickly. So we painted them and I made this like mine is fully like Pinterest mom vibes. Like so lame. And hers is so cool. She made the cover of the Weezer album. I don't even know, man. I'm just like,
amazing.
okay, Cricket, just be cooler.
Is she
I
a big
can't.
Weezer fan?
Apparently she is now. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
New to me.
Well, my husband and my youngest son just saw our friend Lou Barlow, Dinosaur Jr. One of his bands played with the Flaming Lips and Weezer in LA. And they went to the show and like just had the most amazing time.
My niece was freaking out about that. She really wanted to go to that show. Emily Beebe, did I ever tell you this story? Emily Beebe and I once had gotten somehow through the thing. This is, 1 billion years ago, you guys, to be on stage with Flaming Lips in like giant costumes.
Oh my God.
I know. And then we got backstage and we saw the giant costumes and they were like, I realized like, oh no, these are like gross and people have been wearing them all over the world and they don't wash them.
No.
And I was like, and I'm good. Thank you. This is not for me. And we're not going to be dancing on stage in these costumes. No, thanks.
Emily didn't put up a fight. She also didn't want to get in the costume.
Shocking. I know. No, Biebs was not feeling it at all.
That is hilarious.
No, we didn't. We were not doing it. So we just it was at the Palladium. I remember it very clearly.
Wow.
Even though it was like 20 years ago. So we just went and we enjoyed the show instead. We just
my
enjoyed
gosh.
it as like literally people just like, what are they doing?
What?
Just, like,
Do you have like
sitting
some
in front of my
decoration out there
house.
that?
Well, I've got the Weezer pumpkin.
Oh, that's why people are taking pictures of it.
I guess. Yeah. And the Pinterest mom pumpkin.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have so much going on. It's a lot. It's a busy season. Are you ready to vote? Did you vote? Are you voting?
I voted already.
Oh, you already did it? By
Yeah.
mail?
Yeah.
I'm going to vote this weekend. Early voting starts in New York. Woohoo.
That's exciting. Yeah, my
I know.
ballot came a long time ago. It's already counted.
Genius.
very
I might actually go next week. I think the weekends will be really busy.
Yeah.
So I might go like on Monday or something.
Yeah. It's kind of anticlimactic to vote by mail, but also, I was excited to put it in the mailbox.
And then do you get notified when it like gets counted? I feel like that happened before I knew I was like actually moving to New York.
Yeah.
In 2020, I think I voted in LA still.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm just going to be there for like a couple months.
Right. Little did you know.
Little did I fucking know.
Little did you know that you'd be living there having people taking pictures of your stoop.
I'm scratching Gina's back. Gina has these like weird cysts things on her back.
I think that's pretty
normal for
common
dogs.
for
I took her. Oh
dogs.
my God, she's like collapsed into a heap.
Yeah.
Are you
she's
trying
so
to
happy
pretend
that you're scratching her cysts?
Ew, I'm not scratching her cyst. I'm scratching her back and I felt one. Ew.
I saw my
Also-
son put on TikTok. I didn't even realize, but it's our girl's 13th birthday. So they gave them some kind of like pup cups or whatever, or yogurts or something. But it made me laugh because it was like a TikTok of them eating their 13th birthday treats. And my son Lincoln had done a voiceover about how vicious they were. But of course, the footage was really, adorable. But then my younger son commented, the voiceover makes it seem funny, like they're vicious, but they look adorable. And then my older son was like, your dog literally just bit me and drew blood like 2 hours ago.
Oh my God.
She's vicious. But I like that
vicious.
she's still vicious, I'd be worried
She's
if
not
she
losing
wasn't.
it.
Yeah. She's still got it.
She's still got it.
She's still got it. What else is going on? You're going to vote. You're going to do all your videos.
I hope you guys are going to vote too. Yeah, I just feel like kind of like a little overwhelmed by all this stuff,
Yeah, it's overstimulating.
Yeah, Birdie comes home for her week break soon. I'm taking her. Oh my God, Caissie. I'm taking her to the opening of Romeo and Juliet
Oh, she'll be so excited.
with Kit Connor and Rachel Zegler.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's already pretty fucking excited, as well she should be.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is good. I'm getting things like put together in this house and rearranged and trying to settle in
Yeah.
to like full-time living. It's still too dark. But we'll figure it out. And then, yeah, I'm like weirdly being honored at this ACLU thing. And I've got
Not
to
weirdly, deservedly.
Come on. Please.
Well, listen, you've been making all those fucking videos. You've been making
never
videos
not.
and attending fundraisers. Like who should be honored if not you? You say yes to everything.
I mean, that is true. I do say yes to a lot of things. No, I know. No, I know. It's just like all these things. I'm like a little bit like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Well, you get it. It's like, it's the whole thing. It's kind of like,
I know.
this is like, it is a tremendous honor. But like these events, they're what keeps the organization going. Kind of like how various themed parties keeps the Real Housewives going. You know what I mean? Like that's the motor that propels the story forward. Like every organization has to like hold these events to like, keep their story moving forward so that they can raise money, so that they can, do good things with that money. So, I'm glad that they choose to honor people that work very hard at their events. It could be like, what are they going to have mud wrestling? No, they're going to honor Busy Phillips.
That's nice.
Are you excited? Do you know what you're going to wear?
I do know what I'm going to wear, but I don't know what I'm going to say yet. And I have to figure it out.
Chat GPT, girl. Could you imagine
Maybe.
if you
Maybe.
just use Chat GPT?
Sure. Why don't I do it? That would be amazing.
Oh my God, please don't.
No, it's going to be good though. I think it'll be fun. Sarah Bareilles is performing, which is exciting.
That's so exciting.
I know, it is good. It's good.
I love her.
Yeah, but everything, like the energy of today just felt very chaotic. And I was like trying to think if there was something happening, but like astrologically. But guess what, Caissie? Sometimes nothing's happening
It's
astrologically.
just a chaotic day. We're in like
Yeah.
a full moon week. So, like
No,
the
the full
was
moon already happened.
The 17th. Yeah, but I think, if you
Last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like a lot of the things that we're doing right now are probably feeling ripples of the full moon, maybe. Who knows? Did the full moon make my eyeball fall out? Probably.
Maybe.
Who knows? I looked at the full moon. I drank full moon water. That should have protected me from an infected eyeball, but did it? No.
What's full moon water? What do you mean? You like put a bowl of the moonlight and then drink it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I used to do that. I used to I took a lot of baths last week, full moon baths.
There you go.
I get so much shade from Cricket for my full moon baths.
What does she say?
I don't know. Just like anytime I mention that it's going to be a full moon or it is a full moon, she's like, do you need to take a full moon bath? And I'm like, yeah, I do, actually. You should too.
What
Why don't
about
you
it?
cleanse that bad attitude?
My kids were always I used to make them go say their intentions and like thank the full moon just thank her for everything in the month. And they would always do it. I'm sure they like rolled their eyes so hard at me behind my back, but they would always do it.
I think that's good. I actually just think like whatever you want to believe in, whatever you want to do, guys,
It's cool.
as long as it doesn't harm anyone else.
A bath never hurt anyone. I mean, baths have hurt people.
Yes, people have been hurt by baths.
You got to be careful.
You
They're
should be careful.
slippery.
Don't fall asleep in them. And
Don't fall asleep.
No.
Don't fall down.
Yeah.
Don't let
No,
yourself
don't.
get too pruny even. You got to watch out, but a responsible, judicious bath never hurt anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make toast in there.
No. Don't look on your phone plugged into the wall in there.
For sure. No. These are all bath don'ts.
People don't know. No, you know what today is?
What?
Scorpio season.
Scorpio season.
Season of my favorite people.
I'm
I
a
love
Scorpio
Scorpios.
rising.
That makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah, I feel like it
Scorpios and Sages make up the majority of my friends
does. Okay.
for the most part.
Okay.
Well, Michelle's a Virgo. Jen's a Cancer. Okay, I'm taking it all back. But I do have a lot of Scorpio and Sagittarius friends.
Yeah.
Like Chrissy's, whatever January is. Libra?
Yeah.
She's not an Aquarius.
That's interesting. Well,
Is it? I don't know.
happy Scorpio season to all you Scorpios.
Happy Scorpio season. Guys, I think it's going to be a nice. Here's what I said to Caissie earlier. It's like fucking 80 degrees outside. Global warming is coming for us. You may as well just enjoy the weather. You know what I mean? Like we're going to, this lifetime, it's brutal. If we don't, I don't even know what can be done at this. I don't know. It feels like it's tipped.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I feel this week, I'm like, fuck, we did it. It's done. Like post hurricanes and by the way, people are still recovering. It's still terrible for so many people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this week, especially, I'm just like, I remember when I was in LA many, many years ago. I think Birdie was maybe in kindergarten or first grade. And my friend Amy had come to pick up her kids at my house. And it was like end of September, early October. We were standing on the front steps of that house in Hollywood. And the sun was blazing down on us. And it was like, I want to say it was like the first week of October.
Yeah.
And I just was like, are we all going to die? I said this to her. I'm like, are we all going to die? It's like 10 years ago. And she was like, yeah, I think this is what's happening now. And I was like, yeah, it feels like it, right? It is wild.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do because it's like we can do all of the small things that we can all do. Let's stop eating meat at least once a week. Let's like try to eliminate our flying, because that's
Stop using AI.
Don't use fucking AI. Don't use ChatGPT, guys. Don't use it. Don't use fucking Bitcoins or whatever. Those stupid fucking things we hated. Those monkeys. What are the monkeys, Caissie?
Bored ape.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, Paris Hilton and fucking Jimmy Fallon.
That
NFTs.
was a wild time. That
time.
NFT time. Wouldn't it be nice if all of these billionaires that are squabbling over dumb shit like decided to throw their resources behind not destroying the planet? What are they going to do?
Well, they think that they have a fucking out. They're going to they're all building fucking penis-shaped spaceships. They're going to fly to space in a cock. And we're going to be drinking Aperol Spritzes at the end of the world.
I mean,
is that the name of my next book? Hold on. Let's write it down.
Write it down. Drinking Aperol Spritzes at the end of the world. I don't want to go to space if the billionaires that get to space are there in space. That's like the last thing I need. I'll stay here. Thank you. I'll go wherever Mark Cuban's going.
Mark Cuban might save us all.
Mark Cuban is my favorite billionaire. Right. That's right.
Currently,
right. That's correct.
Currently. Yeah.
That's the right billionaire
I think
to
so.
like.
I think so. I mean, there's Lorraine Jobs, there's Mackenzie Nee Bezos, no longer Bezos, but I don't know what her last name, her chosen last name. Bezos is her former married
Mrs. Jeff Bezos.
But
Mackenzie.
I don't know if she still goes by that, Mackenzie Bezos. And then there's Melinda Gates. Also doing the good stuff, and Phoebe Gates, the girls, the children, the children of the Gates are girls, and they all are committed to like reproductive justice, the environment. Like they're rad. Like that. Those women are rad because women are rad because we see the big pictures.
Yeah.
And we're not just thinking about our own legacies, which is what these motherfuckers are all just thinking about themselves. They're just thinking about themselves. It's so gross.
I don't even know.
Had it.
Oh, wait, you were changing your clothes. You missed this whole thing. Do you remember that piece of shit Abercrombie and Fitch CEO?
Oh, I saw. Mm-hmm.
Did everybody see that guy that was like, we don't make plus size clothes because we don't want like fat people
in that documentary, guys?
Yeah, in that documentary. Mm-hmm. Arrested for sex trafficking.
Obvi. Are we shocked? No. We're
not shocked at all.
Not shocked. Not shocked. Not shocked.
If someone tells you they're garbage, they're garbage.
They're garbage.
That's all we needed to know. Anyway.
Gross.
I don't want to say that was a highlight of the afternoon, but
not a highlight for sure, but
I wasn't bummed out to see that guy got arrested for something that we probably could have guessed.
I just love cuddly. I really do.
Well, we are animal lovers, of course.
You talk about the girls today on the podcast.
We talked about the girls, those
happy
rescued
birthday,
girls.
those little rescued ladies. I talk about my rescue cats and their rescue poop. And their poop was rescued by Gina from the trash. And that's not what we're talking about when we're talking about cuddly. But cuddly is a fundraising platform that supports animal welfare organizations all over the world. Over 4,000 shelters and rescues trust Cuddly to raise funds and receive donations for supplies for the animals in their care. Cuddly thoroughly vets, no pun intended.
No pun intended.
And verifies every rescue organization they work with. So unlike other fundraising platforms, you can be certain that your donation is actually going to an animal in need. In order to join the Cuddly platform, an organization must be a 501c3 nonprofit in good standing. And all donations made through Cuddly are tax deductible. It's incredibly easy to access your donation receipt, to file with your taxes, and your donation history is clearly visible in your donor account. Cuddly even puts them all into a single document for you. Honestly, I think it's a great gift for a kid in your life or an animal lover in your life. Like, who doesn't want to support amazing organizations that are helping animals? And it can be so hard to choose just one animal or organization to donate to, but Cuddly makes that easy too, because when you make a one-time donation, Cuddly can distribute the contribution to the animals and organizations with the greatest needs that month, which is amazing. We love you, Cuddly. So listen, now your dollar is going to go even further. For every $20 donated through a one-time donation, Cuddly will gift a soft and snuggly blanket to a rescue animal in need. That is amazing. Head to cuddly.com/best today to make a donation and help make a difference. That's cuddly.com/best. Well, you know how I feel about electrolytes.
For real. I have been living on electrolytes lately.
Well, you got to.
You got to, because it's just like we're running around, we're making this show, we're getting dehydrated, you know?
I got a cramp in my leg the other day, Caissie. A cramp. like embarrassing. Like I was like, "Oh my God, no." My calf muscle started to cramp. And I didn't want to tell John, like, cuz you know, like that's like why is getting a leg cramp so embarrassing?
It is a little embarrassing.
But why is it embarrassing? I don't know.
Because you brought it on yourself by not staying hydrated.
By not staying hydrated and not taking my electrolytes. And boy, did I march my little crampy leg downstairs. And did I mix up one of my favorite flavors, which is like the chocolate. I love the chocolate element ones.
Oh, yeah.
You know those?
Yeah, I drink those hot in the winter.
That's what I made. I made a little hot chocolate element electrolyte drink. And I just drank that down. And boy, did that cramp go away in my leg, because electrolytes facilitate hundreds of functions in your body, including the conduction of nerve impulses and hormonal regulation and nutrient absorption, fluid balance. And it can, taking electrolytes, having enough electrolytes can help prevent and eliminate headaches and muscle cramps.
You heard.
And fatigue and sleeplessness and other things. There's lots that electrolytes do, guys. When you sweat, the primary electrolyte lost is sodium. Athletes can lose up to 7 grams a day. And when sodium is not replaced, it's common to experience muscle cramps, fatigue, all of these things, headaches, feeling weird, feeling woozy, feeling out of it. But Element is formulated to help anyone, athlete or no, with their electrolyte needs. And I am not an athlete, nor have I even been working out that much, to be honest with you. But I really did have an electrolyte deficiency the other day. And then that Element came in clutch. Also, I love Element because it's a science-backed electrolyte ratio, 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, 60 milligrams magnesium, no junk, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no BS. No BS. It's used by everyone from the NBA, NFL, NHL, WNBA, Go Liberty.
Go Liberty.
Olympic athletes, Navy SEALs, and then just like me and Caissie.
And you
guys get into it. Get into it. Right now, Element is offering our listeners a free sample pack with any drink mix purchase. That's 8 single serving packets free with any Element drink purchase. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. Get yours at drinklmnt.com/best. drinkelement.com/best. This deal is only available through our link. You must go to drinkelement.com/best. That's drinkelement.com/best.
Try it totally risk-free. If you don't like it, share it with a salty friend and they will give you your money back. No questions asked. You have nothing to lose.
Except muscle cramps. People are walking by in shorts and tank tops. I'm just telling you guys right now, it's the end of times. We're done.
Or,
You know what
I mean, summer does come back every fall. So maybe, maybe it's not like the end of
In the
times.
words of Andrew Rannell's Kev on Girls Five Eva, summer brings the fall.
What do we call it now? Do we call it like we used to call it Indian summer? That's not correct.
Can't do that.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. What is it called now? When the reprise of summer, like, I don't know. That's why I was trying to it's like when I was trying to describe what a bath bomb was at the airport without saying
the word bomb.
Yes.
Because you were at the airport.
Yes. I don't know what that reprise of summer is called when summer comes back for a week or so. But it has happened every year of my life.
Summer again.
Summer part 2. The
Electric Boogaloo.
The sequel to Summer.
The sequel to Summer.
So maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it'll get cool again, but I hear you. I'm not trying to blow sunshine, no pun intended, up your ass about it. But it doesn't surprise me that it's warm.
I know. It's just kind of meh.
Yeah, it'll be cool again. It's supposed to be sweater weather. That's the real disappointment for me. Like, if I'm being honest, yes, the world ending, that does suck. The possibility that the world is ending and that we're ending our civilization does suck. But also, I'm in the mood to wear sweaters.
I got so many good sweaters.
So many good sweaters. And
so
it's
many
such
good
a short
jackets
window.
and coats.
Yeah.
Little suede pieces.
Yeah.
Vintage.
When are you supposed to wear those? If we ruin the earth.
I guess never.
Maybe that's what will motivate us to really get our shit together and turn it around. Did you just put lipstick on your microphone? Busy put on lipstick and then got
I was wearing lipstick, but it was bugging me because it had clearly come off sort of in the middle. And so I was like, I'll just reapply. I was wearing lipstick from the photo shoot.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I can film all these things tonight. I think this is like a job that needs to be done, not right now. I think I did a full photo shoot today. I attempted to do one podcast that failed and we had to reschedule.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this podcast. I feel like that's like for work for me today, that might be it.
Yeah, it's diminishing returns at a certain
point. It is.
Yeah.
But also I can just do the whatever, the teleprompter app on my phone and just be like, vote yes on Prop 1, New York.
Wait, you just did the video now. I can clip that video out.
There you go. Fantastic.
And
here's something that's not important, but I just want to throw out there, guys. I have 2 separate Dyson cleaning mechanisms. I don't know what has happened. They're expensive. They were expensive.
Yes.
I can't tell you when I purchased them. I don't know if I bought them 2 years ago or 10. I can't tell you that.
Sure.
What I can tell you is that I know that they were very expensive. And here's what I also know. Both of them, the suctioning is bad. And the ladies that help and clean my home texted and were like, you need a new vacuum cleaner. I don't think I do. I think I need to take it somewhere, right? Can't they fix it?
Yes. You can fix it yourself, by the way.
What?
I don't know if you're going to, but Dyson is 100% able to be disassembled. You need probably 1 or 2 new filters in it. It can be put back together and you can replace the battery in it if the battery life is low.
Jesus.
I can
Well,
help
because
you-
I have
can help
one of
you
those.
do this.
Okay, great. Because I have one of them is like sort of like the version that's the battery one that's like the like a dustbuster kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know, like where
Yeah.
it goes anywhere. And then I have like the big guy, you know, and both of them are bad at suctioning at this
It's because
point.
the
And-
filters are cooked.
but
You
I've
just
washed the filters.
you need new
I just have to buy
filters.
new ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you have had a really big day, and I have as well.
You have
But-
too, and that eye is
That
gooing it up. You got to take that makeup off, girl. You got to wash that face.
I do, but I really want to I don't want to do a half-assed job of washing my face. I want to take a full shower.
Yeah. But can I just be the first to say happy anniversary?
Thank you.
Because it's tomorrow. If you're listening to this on Wednesday, it's tomorrow.
Yes.
So happy anniversary to you and Matt.
Thank you.
Your marriage is an inspiration to all of us.
Aw.
And you guys are both just the best. And we love you. And I'm so happy that you found each other and decided to make this life together work, because I'm personally grateful because our relationship wouldn't work without Matt or
It
your
sure
children
wouldn't. Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
you know, Lincoln or Eli. So I need all of them in order for this to work. So just from a selfish perspective, you know, I'm very happy that you guys have stayed married all these many, many, many years. But also like Matt is just the greatest and you guys are so perfect together and you've worked through it all and made it happen. And I'm happy for you guys. Happy anniversary.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so happy he's visiting me this week in the
cute.
city. And we're going to go to a cool restaurant with some other friends. And I'm so happy. I'm just so happy to see him. And he was so cute because he came to the place where I was staying. And I know I've described it. It's kind of like a half hotel, half residence. It's made for long-term people on business trips or whatever. And he was like, I really like your place. It was so, and I was like, oh, thanks. And then he kept saying I don't want to mess up your place. He's hanging things up and tidying up and stuff. And I was like, well, it's our place, for the week or whatever. And he said the sweetest thing where he was just like, you went right from living at home to moving in with me, as soon as college was done. And he was like, you've never had your own place. So, so he was like, so it's your place. It's really great. And I think it's so great that you have a place.
That's really cute.
It's very sweet.
I love your place. And you're like, okay.
It was very sweet.
That is really cute.
What are you doing your best at this week?
Oh gosh. I'm trying to keep things organized and get it all done and be not, I think I'm really doing my best at that, being proactive about all that stuff and getting my life, getting everything settled so that I feel comfortable for the time being. It's been so many years. It's funny. I got the notes. I turned in my outline for my show that I sold that I'm writing for myself to star in.
Yeah.
And we had our notes call. And the start of the show, there's a note that totally makes sense and I get it. And I'm going to figure out how to implement it. But there is a part in the beginning of the show that's everyone, it's 2020, it's first lockdown 2020.
Yeah.
And the characters are standing on the lawn in Los Angeles, all wearing masks.
Yeah.
And at this weird going away party thing, that they're having.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it because there was a note about something else. And I was like, I know, it's just the thing is that to me is so evocative. And every decision that comes after for everyone comes from that place of trauma. And I feel that is true for all of us as we reflect on the last almost 5 years, that everything that has happened in my life in the last 5 years, every decision that has been made literally has been a direct result from a pandemic and the ensuing fucking chaos of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're not acknowledging it enough.
Right.
But some people are like still not back to like normal. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And in so many ways, I'm definitely one of them. Like nothing has ever looked the same since then for me.
Right.
And it never will again. And like,
Right.
it's wild. So
Yeah.
this new version of life where I'm like trying to figure out the house that I'm living in, and you know, I'm doing my best at like identifying what it is that I need and like moving toward that.
Yeah.
Total sidebar. But have you seen that weird Elon Musk like AI robot face?
Yes.
Does it not look like my weird ex-boyfriend? Caissie? Is it not giving that?
Oh my gosh. I hadn't thought about it, but now
Honestly,
I'm going to go back and look.
I'm going to text you right now. Because I literally was like, wow, oh no, that's unfortunate.
Oh my God. Well, you don't need that. You don't need to get one of those.
Definitely not. I would never anyway, but like, truly. What happened these last 5 years? Do you know what I mean? I just feel like I don't even know if I'm coming out of it. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like these last 5 years have been such a fugue state, you know?
Right. Right.
And I was thinking about like where I was a year ago exactly, you know? And that was maybe the low. Like, that was probably, I would say, the darkest things have gotten for me. Like,
yeah.
Like just in terms of obviously like losing Kate and like dealing with that and being sort of like alone and Birdie being gone and trying to date and having just like this, like these guys, you know, that I was like going on these dates with that were so, I don't think it's unusual, terrible, you know, like,
Yeah.
I was so sad. I was so sad. And I'm so not there right now. It's just different, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Please look at the picture I just texted you.
I'm like, oh my God. Busy.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh my God. That looks insane.
Not wrong. I'm not wrong.
I think that that we're trained so much to just immediately recover from these massive, you know, these massive things, or just to like get back to normal. Like I know we just recently talked about 9/11 and like living through 9/11, but like how much everybody wanted to just get the city back on its feet. And, you know, well, look at it like in terms of the people recovering from the hurricanes right now. Like, yes, we want them to get food and roads and running water again, but that doesn't mean that everything's going to be back to normal for those people. When they get that,
right.
Like they're traumatized. And, you know, a lot of traumatic shit has been happening. Gosh, I just feel like, I don't know if it's because like I was pregnant 26 years ago or whatever, but like, I just feel like since like Columbine, it's been back to back traumatic shit in this country. And you know, just thing after thing. Obviously, there have been good moments in between, but and that's here in this country. So I'm not even talking about the rest of the world where things aren't as, easy as they are here for people. Things are much harder in other places in the world. And, it's like that meme, right? That everybody's like, men will literally like climb Mount Kilimanjaro before they get therapy. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like, that's the way that we run everything, right? We're just like, we just want people to be like, well, it's time to move on and it's time to like get used to this new way of being. And we really don't give ourselves any time to even reflect on like what has changed or, to reflect and remember and like forget healing, so I don't know. I don't blame you. I think everything that you're saying makes absolute sense. The world turned upside down. And like, we're all just supposed to be like,
back to normal.
To normal.
Business as usual.
Business as usual. Right.
It's just there's no such thing.
Right. Like what is usual? Like there hasn't been usual so like maybe this is an opportunity to realize that and realize that like we have a chance to invent what the new usual should be. And like, are we going to do it or are we going to blow it? I hope we're going to do it.
I do too. And like that also, like to your point, we have to like be gentle with ourselves and others, right?
Yeah, 100%. And like, well, I think that like, that ties into what I feel like I've been doing my best at, which is like, I don't know where I got this. I must have heard someone say this or likely read a meme about it. But like, I've been trying to remind myself that everything that I'm doing, no matter how experienced I am at doing certain things in a certain way, even when you're doing that thing with different people, a new team, a new person that you met, like it's your first time all over again. And so, just the way that we sometimes treat little kids when we're like, it's okay, it's your first time riding a bike. Like, of course that was hard, And so I'm trying to like remind myself, like, this is this person's first time doing something with me. This is, the first time like my friend and I have had this type of conversation in our friendship. This is like, everything is a first time, like this is like like everything new that my kids do, even though they're in their 20s, they're still doing new things because they're growing up and they're becoming like full adults and becoming independent men. And I'm like, it's their first time doing this kind of thing, whether it's like dating someone new or like, I don't know, whatever the fuck they get up to, but it's also my first time as a parent, like seeing them do that first time thing, And so like, I have to be gentle with myself about how I react to it. And, I just think it's a nice time for like gentle honesty and communication. That's one thing I can say. Like there's many memes about like how men will literally do whatever before going to therapy. But I think all of us do a million other things besides like gently communicating and clearly communicating with each other. And it's such a hard thing. This is what we should be teaching in school. Like we should be teaching how to communicate maybe more than gym. I don't know, like, I don't know. I just think like clear, honest communication, kind communication, that's what I've been trying to do my best at because it just makes everything so much easier. And I'm just like, I just want things to be easy. And I think that is a response to the past years being so chaotic is like, I don't want to be the reason somebody had a challenging day. And I don't really want to be the recipient of a challenging day just because, for whatever reason, I just want things to be easy, and things could be a lot easier if we were just clearer and honest and like used precise language. So that's what I'm trying to do my best at. I don't know how well I'm doing at it, but I think the fact that I'm conscious of it and aware of it and trying is better than, just.
Well, it's like that thing. Oh, I moderated a discussion for Liz Winstead for her documentary No One Asked You, which is going to be out streaming, I think, next week. It was fantastic. The documentary is great, and she's incredible, and really like seeing the breadth of the work that she's done with Abortion Access Front over the last like 20 years. When it was called like Lady Parts Justice when it first started, but like is really staggering and really just illuminating to me just how much of a hero she is. But we were sort of just chatting at the, like not on the panel.
Yeah.
And I made some comment like, I don't even know if I fucking do enough or do anything or whatever. I just feel like I could always be doing more. And she was like, Busy. The people who aren't doing anything aren't concerned about whether or not they're doing enough.
Right.
And I was like, oh, right. That was like when I had Birdie, and I was like kind of really bogged down in this idea of like, am I a terrible parent? How can I be a better mom? Like, what do I read? Where do I go to a group therapy? Like, what am I doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? And somebody very gently said to me, like, people who are bad parents aren't concerned about being bad parents.
Right.
They're just existing.
Right.
And doing their thing.
Yeah.
Without thinking about it. And I was like, oh. So I would say to you, I would just offer to you that the fact that you're like talking about it and it's a conscious thing means that you obviously are doing it.
Yeah. And I think it's like, well, I was talking to you about this today, and I was saying like I was talking to Busy, but it was a reminder for myself of just like, assuming the best about certain situations, and like that, nobody's trying to like do the wrong thing or like not, just assuming the best really goes a long way to being like, okay, that's a place where we can like all move forward from that, assuming that we're all doing the best, but maybe we just have to tweak the way in which we're communicating the best that we're doing for each other. And then that will it will just make things easier for all of us. So I felt pretty good about that, and I feel pretty good. And I think it has kept me like relatively sane recently during times that could have been like really, really stressful. And then I just weirdly had a feeling that everything was going to fall into place today. And it kind of did. I was like, right about that. Like on this one thing that was like, could have been stressing me out, but I was like, you know what? I'm refusing to be stressed out about this. And like, I'm just going to keep communicating. And then it finally worked,
And boy, did it ever. Guys, we love you so much. We hope you're having a wonderful week. We hope if you are in a place where there's early voting, I hope you get on it. I hope you do it.
Yeah.
If that works for you. And if you've got a couple of extra dollars in your pocket, maybe you find a candidate that could use some help. If you've got some extra time, maybe you do a little phone banking. Maybe you do a little canvassing. Maybe you knock on some doors. Maybe you volunteer to go to a swing state. I don't know what's happening in your life in the next 14 days. I do know that we've got 14 days and we're so close, and let's not fuck it up. Let's not fuck it up, white ladies. We love you. We love you so much.
And we won't be here next week, but we will be back before the election. So just when you go to look next week, we're taking a little break because we're doing so much surrounding the election and making this other show. So we won't be here next week, but we will be here the week after. So we're going to bring it on home for this election. We love you so much. Thank you for all you're doing. And obviously we'll see you in the funny papers.
I don't know what that means, but we love
used to
you.
say
We love you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh no.